Guys, welcome back. Yes, I'm wearing the same clothes as before. That's because it's the same day. As I said in the earlier one, it's been quite some time since I've recorded some SDHOs, and I think I might be feeling the energies because I recorded earlier today, now it's night, and I'm like, I want to record again because that felt good, you know what I mean? I think that's a good sign that you're on the right path. When you do a thing and you feel very good doing it, and that energy that feels very good, it stays with you and it will prompt you to do other things, which also feels good. So I was like, let's keep going with it because, you know, I could wake up tomorrow and I'm just like, yeah, whatever. But like the fact that I'm on it right now, I'm like, we should keep going. So I hope you enjoyed the other SDHO sound design hangout. And if you didn't watch it, which I believe that was 35, Own a Piece of History, the wonderful, beautiful thumbnail created by me on OpenSea. Didn't even think this would rhyme. I shouldn't have even said that because I broke the rhyme. Yeah, I have the link in the description. Own a piece of the history. You will own the artwork for the SDHO 35 unlockable content. And thank y'all very much. Back to the video. We covered guitar rig and just like processing guitar and bass, whether you're like playing it, whether you just have an audio sample of a guitar or bass and you want to use an amp sim, which stands for amp simulator. And so we went over it, and then I also showed how you could harness amp sims to process things that aren't guitar or anything like that. Because ultimately, at the end of the day, it's really just audio effects. You know, you can put it on any sort of an audio clip, a MIDI clip, do what you want. So that's pretty cool. Go back and watch it if you want to. Today, I have a general idea of what I want to do, and I will explain it here. So you have a rough idea, but also because this whole channel is focused on sound design, and just producing music, I think it's very helpful whether you're sitting down to do anything in Ableton or just anything in general. It's kind of good to know roughly what you want to accomplish, because then you kind of know where to direct your attention. And if you get lost, or after you've been doing a lot of work, you can ask yourself, you know, did I accomplish what I wanted to do? And it just kind of helps point you in the right way. And maybe you did, maybe you didn't. But when that happens, it then helps. Okay, now I know what to do tomorrow when I sit down. And that can make you be excited about that. So maybe you've got to go to work the next day, but you're thinking about what you did, and you're thinking about what you're going to do when you get home. And it like builds up an energetic ball of fun and expectation, and it leads to you sitting down, accomplishing something, learning, getting better, improving. That's what it's all about. Cheers yourself. Hope you've been doing good. This is the I was about to say this is the first time I've ever done 2 SDHOs, 2 sound design hangouts in one day, but I think I might have done that once or twice in the past. Maybe, I'm not sure. But when you're feeling it, you gotta keep going. So ideally, what I think I want to do is create like some sort of an ambient set. And what that means to me is I've got a bunch of tracks open up that are playing, pleasing, relaxing sound textures, and they just play indefinitely. And kind of like 2 SDHOs ago where they would just play, and they were like these long clips, and they would loop, but you couldn't tell they were looping, and there was a lot of them. And I want some of that, but I also want to see, and again, I might not even do any of this. Well, most of it, I'm sure I'll probably do, but then I also might want to have a track, because we've been really enjoying I'm sure you've been enjoying doing like the follow actions and just having them like play. I would like that to be an element of it in addition to more of like the long clips. So that's kind of like my long-term goal for this hangout, but my short-term goal, which is like the only thing I know I concretely want to do, you know, is I want to start with operator, and I want to come into my operator and I want to go to this oscillator A, and I want to get white noise. And I want to create, to start off, I want to create basically like an atmosphere sound. And then I want to use operator's functionality, and I might as well change the algorithm here because I'm not trying to do FM. I just want individual voices coming out. So I'm going to click this one here at the end. So this is the default. This is just straight FM. When modulate this, modulate this, modulate this, you hear this, they're all coming out subtractive, in a very subtractive synthesis fashion. I don't know why I'm opening up all these tracks lately and none of them have limiters. None of them have my go-to stuff on there. Every track I have like a compressor, an EQ8, and in EQ8, even if I'm not using it, like, just like, you know, a tiny, tiny bit of compression, limiter for anything that gets crazy, and then this EQ8 just rolling off the lowest lows, because you don't need anything down here, you know what I mean? Unless it's like sub bass. I mean, this is all below 40 hertz. Like, you just, you know what I mean? So it's good to just have that kind of rolled off. So we come back into here. Shell A has a white noise. I'm not going to use this filter. Actually, maybe I will use this just to start off. I'm going to take a lot of, it's on a low pass filter, so we're cutting out these highs. And let's double click to get a clip here. And because it's white noise, it doesn't matter where I put a note. It's just going to be white noise. White noise is all the same, so it doesn't matter if you play high up, low down. So I'm just going to double click, got a MIDI note, and I'm going to come into length, make something really long, 222. And because that note is still highlighted, if I click legato, we fill it out. Let's click play. Let's hear some white noise. And oh, before I do that, I should have told you why I'm starting here and why I want to do this. And like, I'm going to put a spin on it. And that's gonna be interesting. I'm gonna push Shift Tab to go from this like MIDI view editor mode to the only other mode down here, which is the device view, which is where your synthesizers, samples, that stuff is. Shift Tab, you get back to here. This is your properties. So right now, yeah, this is the working in MIDI, so this is all the little MIDI stuff, our MIDI clip, Shift Tab, and now we go back to that view. Just get used to Shift Tab. If you do Tab, you will go to the arrangement pad. This is where you put things on the timeline. Tab back to go into session view. I mostly work in session view for the old school dudes, back in a time when all these DAWs were nothing but just timelines, like, that's all you had. And Ableton was like, let's also create the session view so you can perform your music live. Because like if you made music electronically, unless you did it all on like hardware synthesizers and like drum kit, you couldn't really like perform it live, especially like if you were producing your own music. It was like basically just like all on this timeline. But how do you perform that live? Ableton created live, even though we just call it like Ableton Live, and that's that whole session view thing. You're launching clips, you're performing it, and all kinds of other great stuff. Smash a like if you're enjoying this. We haven't even really started yet. We're building excitement. As I've mentioned on the last one, I'm going to be releasing NFTs of the thumbnails I make for all of these. They're going to be one of ones. So if you know, have that one, like you got it, you know what I mean? So, yeah, who knows? That'll be a good way to support me, support this channel. I was gonna make a Patreon, but I'm like really into blockchain and crypto and stuff. So I'm like, it'd be a good excuse to make NFTs. Plus, I'm also a digital artist, so you can support me, help me launch this sort of career. And the cool thing will be is in the future, after they're all released and whatever, you know, assuming you know, this thing, people, you guys keep liking this. I'm going to keep making videos. You're supporting me. Everything is all good. Someone might be like, I really liked the art on SDHO 22. Someone has it. They, you know, might make you an offer for it. And then all of a sudden you're making money and then we're all helping each other and there's royalties. So I was like, that's a lot cooler than a Patreon. Although I might do a Patreon because I would think I would like to give exclusive content. But, and also if you do purchase an NFT, whatever you would want me to make a tutorial video on, I will do. It could be anything. And you know I will go incredibly deep on the topic to also show my respect. We're helping each other out. We're doing good. Let's get started. So I want to make a really nice atmosphere sound, but I want to take it further. After I have that nice sound, I want to add a tone because, but I want that tone to be moved and manipulated in the same way that that white noise is, so I can kind of see what I can do. And right now, the way I have operators set up is you're gonna hear the output of A, you're gonna hear the output of B, if anything is there, you'll hear the output of C, and you'll hear the output of D. No FM is being used because I'm not trying to do FM. If I want to change it, I'll have to go back in here and choose a different algorithm. On default, it's on this one. But again, I don't want that. I want this for now. I can change it up to something later if I want. In fact, I'll do it on this one because this is the same as this, except D will modulate C. So if I do want to have a little bit of modulation in there, I'll have that. I can always switch back. It really doesn't matter. I'm only talking about this because, yeah, operator's cool. We haven't gone over it in a while, and these algorithms are pretty cool. So anyways, oscillator A. I'm going to turn off B, C, and D. Doesn't even matter. You wouldn't hear them unless they had a level, but just to sort of hammer home, because we haven't done operator in a while, we need to kind of up the gears. This is going to be great. Right now, I've got the filter frequency down here, so it's only going to let the frequencies from all the way down up to this amount, and then we're going to start playing, manipulating it. Then we're going to bring in oscillator B, we're going to bring in a tone, and we're going to run it through all this stuff with our white noise. And that'll be the basis, and then I think we're going to build on. Also, because I am... I don't even want to... because I am drinking some burr, I'm like, I shouldn't call attention to that because I don't want this to be like age restricted or whatever, you know. I don't promote that you do anything. Consult your whatever. I don't know. We're enjoying music. Let's go. Let's get into this. This is going to be fun. Yes. Playing with Ableton. That's what's going to be fun. Okay, let's go. Let's click play. If there might be periods of time where I'll just stop talking so I don't burn myself out. Let's go. Let's click play. How does it sound? Woo! You up the frequency. Let's get a spectrum. It's good to visualize. I'm going to turn off max. Now, this is the lowest lows. Why are these lows still here? I thought I cut them out, didn't I? Take this pole. I want these lows. Let's boost it up, see. People always said, don't boost the lows. Most of the time. Might come back to that later. So, you see how there's no highs up here? Let's open up the frequency. I want to smooth out these highs because when I move this up, I don't want to hurt your ears. I want to get a little bit of reverb on here. By the way, they updated the reverb for, I think, 11.2. Is that what we're in right now? Turn the dry wet. Dry means you're not hearing any of this. Wet means you're only hearing reverb. Bring it up slowly. Just gives it a little bit of an acoustic. It gives it a little bit of a 3D space decay, how long the reverb decay is. kind of just has more of a washed out feel. Now let's move up this frequency and watch these rise over here. So now we're letting in the higher ones. Okay. Okay. Sounds good. All right, so I'm going to do a lot of sound processing. I'm going to bring in B. B is a sine wave. I'm okay with that right now. But here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to click fixed. And now I get to choose my frequency. I'm going to keep it on sine wave. And let's see what 100 hertz sounds like. It's pretty bassy. Let's see what happens when I add it in. Now, right now, we're just going to get 100 hertz, because right now nothing's really happening. Okay? I'm going to add some modulations, and we're going to watch it change. But let's just see what this sounds like first, just to get an idea. Hear it? And actually see how it goes up here at 100 hertz. But I want it to, like, move. I'm going to turn it off. Let's do some modulations. And then let's bring it in, and then let's get more ideas. Let's do it. We're on a journey together. Let's get there. By the way, whether you're into sound design, whether you're watching me for whatever reason, I think at the end of the day, you're gonna get a lot of ideas. Whether you're someone who's mostly just trying to make music, or what I do now is I just try to have fun with it. So hopefully you get some good ideas here. Let's get into this. We drop the LFO. Depth up at 100%, that's always too much. Bring down this rate, that's always too much. And let's get this, map it. Where do you want to map it? Frequency, let's see where we're at. I'm gonna play around, then I'm gonna bring in the tone and see what we can do. Notice how this is much more interesting, it's much more alive. Watch this thing move. I'm gonna stop talking, I'm gonna play, hopefully that's okay, and we're gonna see what we're gonna get into. We're gonna bring in the tone, we might bring in another tone, and I'm just gonna get lost. Let's do it. When you watch me doing this stuff, see if you can anticipate what and where the sound's gonna go, and think of ideas, because if time and space, if the past and future don't really exist and everything is just happening at the same time, maybe I'll get some of your ideas. Let's get into it. I want to whoop the volume of this B. Go like, do that. LFO on B. Volume. Oh, get it off filter. Why is it doing that? It's supposed to be doing it to the volume. Oh. No, I want oscillator B. I don't want volume. I don't want volume for everything. I just want this to be oscillator B volume. Now let's see if it'll do it. Let's turn off retrig. Okay, now it's doing it. want it to be like all of these things are happening, and it's like putting us in this like state of meditation. Like we're in this like big temple or place. We're in the chamber of the largest, the top pyramid, the big pyramid. We're in the big pyramid house. And now we're like hearing noises. We're like, we're meditating now. We're getting into higher consciousness. I don't know. That's why I wanted to do this, because I had this idea today. I'm like, I want to do that. Like, let's see what that could do, because I don't know if I've done this before. So I'm gonna be quiet and I'm gonna see what we can do here. Okay? Give me some ideas. Give me some ideas here, because you know. Okay, come on. Ooh, let's bring in C. Double it. Not quite an octave, so it's like slightly off, and maybe might make that like, yeah. Let's take away the noise. That sounds pretty cool, doesn't it? Shit, I like that. And these are just sine waves. This is just a sine wave at 202, a sine wave at 100. Let's see if we get it at 201. Bit better, not. Sounds a little more cohesive. Now let's do 200, see if it sounds lame. Because I want it to like move a little bit. When it ain't perfect, it moves a little bit, because this is just an octave up. Let's do 202 again. Actually, let's do 203. Too much? 202. Ooh, 201. Now 202. Adjust levels. Always be like adjusting. I like it. Now let's bring in our first layer, the white noise. Now keep in mind, wait, hold on, LFO. Volume and B. See, that's where it's moving this knob under the hood, but it ain't moving this one. But because this one's moving, it's having I think it's interacting with this one, which is giving it a nice little sound. I may set this up differently in the future, but now I'm gonna work with what I have. So that little LFO is not affecting the filter, and I don't want it to. So now I'm gonna bring it up. I'm talking about this oscillator A where I've got this white noise. So let's bring this up and see what we got. I'm gonna come in here on the LFO and I'm gonna map this to this level. Hey, why is that not moving? It's moving, why is it moving so slow? Move up the depth a little bit. Command Z. Gonna get this off of oscillator A. I need it to be more independent. In the future, I would just separate these. I thought it would be pretty slick and to show you kind of more what you could do. Let's click on D and let's add a little bit of oscillate. Let's let some FM. D will modulate C. Let's see what this does for us. I had no idea it would even sound like this. That's incredibly cool. Keep in mind, this is getting interesting. Smash a like if you're enjoying this wild ride and adventure. And of course, subscribe. I know this sounds lame, but I'm trying to grow the channel. Let's click a little bit of the fine tune. No, get rid of it. LFO. Map it. D. Just a little bit. Just a little bit of change. You adjust these 0 to 100% sliders. Phase of flanger. Before the reverb. Look at these guys moving. They're moving across the frequency spectrum. Let's slow it down. The rate, I'd rather put it on hertz. See how it's here? Let's move it. See where it sounds better. We need it slower. Let's go into compressor. Give it some more compression. Man, I love this. I'm not even just saying that. I really do love this. Let's click over to flanger. Even this sounds kind of good. I always appreciate phaser more than flanger. Let's go into the reverb. More decay. Let's wash it out. I want to add some more noise. I'm gonna do another MIDI track, but this is pretty cool. I liked this guy. It's so weird. It's like I'm like, oh, I need to keep like doing things. Like no, I like this. Just keep it. That's the thing. We oftentimes get the tendency to want to like keep going. Where sometimes it's good to objectively sit back and be like, no, this is really good. At least I think this is really good. We're gonna go with a bandpass filter, and we got white noise on here, and this is the sound we get. Normally we use this. All the lows pass. Filter drive always. That's cool, right? But we already kind of got that here. So I want to just carve it out. See how it kind of sounds like waves? I want something like that. I don't like how high it's getting, so I'm gonna turn some off here. Convolution Reverb Pro. Jita. It's too much. So they're both playing, but their track faders are down. After when I start adding things, it's good to rebalance the levels because oftentimes our ears can get biased to what they've been hearing. So let's rebalance. I'm gonna add this one in first. I'm gonna name these just because it's always a good idea. I don't even know what this is. Let's just do 222 because this is really important. Let's bring the important one in first, shall we? Mix this in and we'll just do other stuff. I'm gonna see if I can find some singing bowls. Then we'll play around with some like recorded singing bowls. You know those singing bowls? Always want to make sure it's starting at the right point. You know what I mean? You want to like start here, you want to start here. Start here. Again, this is a sample. Let's alter the pitch. actions. Hybrid reverb. With some attack so it fades in. High pass so it cuts out some of the lower lows. Not that there are a lot, but it is an actual recording. Which way I'm shifting these. I'm like, I don't know what pitch. I don't know, it's interesting. I'm liking all of this. It's very interesting. I'm just gonna leave it. I just feel good listening to this right now. Like I kept thinking I was shifting them up or down, and then I realized, but they sound good, and I don't want to get lost in the weeds here, so I'm just going to enjoy this. there you have it. Thank you. Hope you had a good time hanging out. Sound design. Said I wanted to do a little bit of follow actions. I'm done with I'm done with the bowls. Done with the bowls. Yeah, we'll be back soon. Let me know what videos you would like me to do. Right now I'm just trying to have fun. I made today's video earlier because I thought it would be fun and that y'all would like it and enjoy it. I'm sure you probably did. And I felt excited to keep going. So I did, because the energy can come just as fast as it leaves and leaves just as fast as it came. And I haven't done Ableton in a while. So show some love. If you want to support me, the NFT or NFTs will be out soon. I think I'm going to release the first one, the first SDHO with those little beer cans I made with like the Fleischmann's label, which I made as if there's some weird fictional beer in some weird place. That was fun. We're going to have fun. If you appreciate this, I'll keep making this forever. It'll make me get better and make me share even more things. So if you love it, please show some love.